Films and television series, premieres at movie theaters and international film festivals, lives of film stars and other daily activities. Stay up to date with everything that is happening in Kazakh cinema by watching Price of Admission. On today's program, premiere of Еще один день, Nikolai Postnikov's photo project Faces of Cinema, actor and producer FARKHAT ABDRAIMOV. The first film released this year, which is Еще один день by Vitaly Kistanov, is set in wintertime. It is interesting to note that film's director also serves as its cinematographer and producer. Vitaly Kistanov graduated from Turan University last year with a degree in film directing, but he had already been working as a cinematographer for several years. It is an independently produced low-budget film, which is set at Shimbulak's ski resort. Film tells about skier and photographer who gets trapped in the mountains after an incident. I was always attracted to mountains. I never took the easy way. In my opinion, everybody can make a comedy or a film, which is comprised solely of interior shots. I aimed bigger than that. I set out to shoot a film at the elevation of 3,000 meters under extremely low temperature. I was assessing my strength as a director. I was trying to find out whether I would succeed or not. As a result, I believe that I have succeeded. Step forward. I think I found him. Everyone carrying shovels, help us out. As for the rest of you, continue the search in the assigned areas. 127 Hours is one of the few films that inspired me to make my movie. I liked the film. It was very interesting. That's why I wanted to make something similar, but at the same time fundamentally different. This is madness! Why am I climbing to the top? He survives in the end because he has all the necessary skills. At first, he just hides in this den, like a snail in his house. This character is very close to me in spirit, since I also try to live with my head held high, with each breath and step that I make. I was trying to promote it as the first Kazakh film to be presented in IMAX theaters. But since the license was very expensive, I had to abandon this idea. Eventually, I was supported by Chaplin movie theater chain, which is projecting my film at 4K resolution. Surprisingly, the whole shoot was easy. it was amazing. Everybody was stunned by it, since even the weather was helping us during the filming. For example, when the snow was needed, there was plenty of snowfall. The most difficult part is the distribution of my film. Words cannot describe it. It is very hard to secure a distribution deal. I still cannot understand why. We even dubbed the whole film in Kazakh language in order to comply with the norms of cinema law, which is ought to be signed this year. Our film distributors weren't even interested by that. Film's theatrical run has already ended. It hasn't been as successful as it could have been. In my opinion, we're all to blame for this. Audiences are not appreciating Kazakh cinema enough, and thus don't usually go to see the Kazakh films in cinemas. On the other hand, film critics, who usually pan and downplay every domestic release as soon as it comes out in theaters. If all our films will be continuously criticized and neglected, then our filmmakers will lose the interest in making movies in Kazakhstan. There is a risk that they will abandon our country and start making movies abroad. There are such photo projects that please not only viewers, but also the filmmakers. They are like rare gems which you want to hold in your hands for a long time, because you simply can't get enough of them. You want to frame them and hang on the wall. Nikolai Postnikov's photo project, called Faces of Cinema, belongs to that kind of projects. One of the main characteristics of this photo project is that it features not only our actors and actresses, but it also includes representatives of other filmmaking occupations, such as directors, screenwriters, production designers, and so on. All those people whom we usually encounter during the premieres and presentations at Kazakh Film Studio and on sets, they were given a chance to appear before our eyes as their true selves. This gallery portrays them all as exceptionally kind and beautiful. That is why we would like to introduce you to this photo project today.
Наверное, да, вот приходит какое-то время оценки, там, я не знаю, ну, в общем, возраст.
With age there comes the time of assessment. One day I thought to myself, why I didn't take a portrait of people with whom I had been closely working all my life.
Я не снимал портреты тех людей, с которыми работал рядом.
Then I realized that no one is preventing me from doing it right now. The fact that these photos were taken with deep affection is clearly evident. For example, there is such depth in Satыбалдын Rimbetov's portrait, or take Inkar Abdrash's photos, for example, where she is depicted barefoot. She is almost flying there. Each photograph looks like a painting. It's like a jewelry, which has been crafted with very skilled hands. How did you achieve that? What techniques did you use?
Это все от кино. Идея и воплощение — это Жанна Куанышева.
It all comes from the cinema. This project was conceived and realized by me and Жанна Куанышева. We called each on the phone at the same time, with the same idea in mind. We were blown away when we found out each one's reason for call. After a while, we decided to proceed with this project, despite all difficulties and no funding. We were helped solely by our friends and colleagues. It was a huge, abundant room. When I first looked at it, I immediately understood our format.
Я понял, в каком формате нужно работать.
Why did you choose these deep colors?
Опять же кино.
I will repeat again that it all comes from the cinema. We were aided in our endeavor by many artists.
Это съемочная площадка.
Among them was Sasha Hill, who is my very close friend. He helped us build the set and arrange all scenery.
Современные
We specifically decided not to use any of stage lighting instruments,
с натуральным освещением
except for the backlight. In other words,
в студиях.
like in all late 19th and early 20th century productions, no light but that of the sun was used.
Все, больше ничего.
Did you use Photoshop or other methods to achieve desired results? There wasn't any photo manipulation done on these photographs. We also had makeup artists, and that is why we had to warn everybody up front, especially women, that there won't be any Photoshop involved. Everything will be natural. One of the first portraits, which I have posted on Facebook, was a picture of Tamara Kasubaeva. There was much buzz around it. Everyone noted how beautiful she was. We didn't have to remove the wrinkles, and as a result, her face didn't look plastic.
И никто не убирал морщинки, никто не делал лицо пластмассовым.
For me, it's like a painting. Hands and scarf textures, they all look unbelievably like paintings. It's photography. What about the composition? Who helped you to arrange it?
Да, ну я автор изображения.
I'm the author of an image,
Раскручивать.
while Zhana Kuanisheva was responsible for working with actors and giving them instructions. Her work is clearly evident in black and white photographs,
Задачи
where she guided actors towards doing various facial expressions.
нажимать. Я на
Actors were rejoicing, crying, laughing, and grieving. In other words, they were creating various emotions.
плакали, они смеялись.
My only goal was to capture all that in time.
В хлам просто были разбиты. Это разное настроение выдавали, и я только успевал вот это все дело фиксировать.
Знаете, что было отправной точкой? Казахские
The starting point was the fact that our Kazakh actors didn't have a photo shoot that features them wearing our beautiful historical costumes. It was when it all started. I and Kolya Postnikov started thinking how to realize this project. Our film industry has about 50 actors who are currently employed on various film projects. Our film industry has about 50 actors who are currently employed on various film projects. We wanted to make 5 types of photographs for each actor. One with a casual dress, one in national costume, and one official photo. The 4th type of photograph was suggested by Nikolai, which is a close-up, black and white portrait. How to accomplish this? There are so much actors. We were in need of makeup artist, costume designer, various props and the workspace. In other words, we had very big plans ahead of us. There was not much time, and despite all the circumstances, we decided to proceed with this photo project. I didn't expect so much enthusiasm in actors. They are stars. Everything in their lives is planned ahead. When I started calling them, no one declined to participate in this project. When I was mentioning that I wanted to take a picture of them wearing traditional clothing, but I didn't have any costumes, they started bringing the garments with them from wherever they could find them. As a result, in 2 months' time, we were able to assemble not only 50 actors, but a total number of 82 filmmakers. We could only work with up to 3 actors per day, because as I told earlier, each photo shoot required 4 different approaches. Can you imagine the amount of work? I would like to thank, from the bottom of my heart, all those people who worked behind the scenes. They are Sasha Hill, Irina Nechaeva Studio, Ilya Postnikov, our line producer Anna Plямina, and many others. There was a feeling that we were making a film, not just a photo project, for we had everything we needed, including scenery, costumes, makeup and crew. They are beautiful and talented people. It was our way of paying tribute to them. Our photo project is a love letter to filmmaking and to all those people who are constantly involved in this process. This actor's break into the film industry happened quite unexpectedly, but right after his first appearance on screen, he instantly became a star and people's favorite. Known for his offbeat characters in «Тот, кто нежнее» and «Фара», Farkhat Abdraimov is one of the most recognizable actors.
В кино я оказался совершенно случайно. Тогда Абай Карпыков начинал приступал.
I became an actor by chance. Abay Karpykov was shooting his film «Тот, кто нежнее». His then assistant director, Tana Taipina, and another member of the film crew were changing money at the exchange point while we were sitting at a cafe. She approached me to ask for directions. Then she said, Kazakh Film Studio begins the production of Kazakh-Russian film. It will star Andrei Rostotsky, Aristarch Livanov. She listed the names of many famous actors and added that they want me to audition for one of the roles. She asked me if she could come the next day in order to take my picture. As you may remember, those days there were many films which were suspended and subsequently cancelled right after the start of production. I initially thought that it was a similar case. In summer of 1995, I received a phone call from producer Anatoly Britsov, who told me that after the rewrite, I am to become one of the main characters in the film. Then I became a star, thanks to Abay Karpykov.
И вот благодаря Абаю Карпыкову я стал звездой.
Farah's screenplay by Abay Karpykov and Leila Akhindjanova was written specifically for me. The film had a working title, «Подлинная история ангелов». It had its world premiere during 21st Moscow International Film Festival. It's then that the title was changed to Farah. I heard it on the radio while riding in a car. You didn't even say your name. I don't have a name, Farah. During past few days, I can't even understand who I am. Cafe is closed. It is interesting to note that during the first few years of his career and without any drama school training, he was able to receive one of the highest festival honors, the Silver St. George for Best Actor Award of the Moscow International Film Festival.
Ночью ко мне звонит Ренат Давлетьяров, он тогда был генеральным директором Московского кинофестиваля.
I received a late-night call from Renat Davletyarov, who was a director of Moscow Film Festival at the time. He told me that I had to fly to Moscow at once, since festival president Nikita Mikhalkov had declined to present the award to anyone other than me. Starting from 2010, I had many roles in films and television series as well. Kyrgyz, Uzbek, Russian productions, wherever I am invited. I have played many roles. There are between 45 to 50 of them as of today. Farkhat stars in television series and advertisements. For his presence on screen is considered as a good sign by many, a sign of good luck. Another interesting fact is that he also tries his hand at producing. I was responsible for the administration of feature films earlier as well, but I didn't know at the time that it was called producing. I was lucky to work with film director Sergei Snezhkin and film producer Tazbulat Merikenov, whom I consider as my mentor in film producing. Being a producer is the toughest and thankless job. It is better to remain just an actor. When you come to the film set, do your job and just leave. In the process, you also get all your whims fulfilled. For me, cinema or film set is the only place where I truly exist. Today, we introduced you to Vitaly Kistanov's new film titled Еще один день, which captures the entirety of our mountainous beauty. We had a closer look at photo project Faces of Cinema by Nikolai Postnikov, and we also met with famous actor and film producer FARKHAT ABDRAIMOV. See you next time on Price of Admission.